Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to look at bonds issued at premium. This time, the company sells $100,000 5-year bonds when the effective market interest rate is 10% and the bonds have a contract rate of 12%. It's a semi-annual bonds. So par value is 100,000. Coupon rate is 12% and the market rate is 10%. For semi-annual bonds, we have to divide that by 2. So the interest payment is going to be 6% times 100,000 or $6,000 for 10 6-month period. Okay, the cash flows at the end of the terms is going to be $100,000 paid to the bondholders, and then every 6 months, $6,000 paid to the bondholders. Okay. So again, we have two different types of cash flows. The first one is the lump sum amount, and the second one is the annuity for $6,000 interest. Okay, because there are two types, we have to use two different tables, the lump sum 100,000 and the second one $6,000 interest. Okay, so we are going to look at 5% rate, discount rate, and for 10 periods. So 5%, 10 periods. The lump sum amount, we are going to use the present value table. 5%. So you find the 5% column and 10 period. There you go here. 0.6193 equals 10 period 5%. Okay. Don't forget we are using the market rate. And then for the annuity, we go to the annuity table, 5%, 10 periods, 7.7217. So we multiply that. And we add those two discounted cash flows. The price of the bonds is 107,721.73. So we can calculate the premium of 7,721.73. So you see, when the coupon rate is higher than the market rate, the bonds attract so many investors and they can be sold at a premium. Okay. Now this premium must be amortized. Before we prepare the journal entry, let's take a look at the amortization. And we can amortize it using straight line or the effective interest. Let's do straight line first. Okay, so the face value of the bonds is 100,000. The interest payment is 6,000 every 6 months. The premium is 7,721.73. And the carrying value for bonds with premium is the face value plus the premium. So that's the carrying value. Okay. Now, for the straight line method, we just need to divide the premium by the number of periods. In this case, we divide that by 10. And it's going to be the same for every 6 months. Okay, 772.17. Now, the premium will be amortized. That means it goes down by every amortization until it gets to 0. And the carrying value will start to go down until it gets to 100,000, the face value. So at the maturity, the bonds will go back to 100,000, and that's the amount that the company has to pay. Okay. Now, the interest expense itself, because this premium is like a bonus, you get 7,721.73 extra that you don't have to pay back. You just need to pay back 100,000. So that premium can help reduce the interest expense. So the interest expense is going to be the interest payment minus the premium. So that's the interest expense. Now, this table will help us prepare the journal entries. So let's see how it goes. So when we first issue the bonds, we get cash for 107,721.73. But our obligation, our liability, the bonds payable, is only 100,000. So we get some kind of bonus of 7,721.73 that we call the premium on bonds payable. Because both are credit, so the premium on bonds payable increases the bonds payable to its carrying value above the face value. Now, when we pay the interest, we are going to recognize interest expense, which is this column here, 5227.83. Okay, and then we pay cash for the $6,000 that we promise every 6 months. The difference is the amortization, because premium is on credit. To amortize, we put it on debit. Premium on bonds payable. Okay, which is from this one here, 772.17. So you see the left-hand side and the right-hand side are the same. And because we are using straight line, all the journal entries for the interest payment will still be the same, and the amount will also be the same. Okay. At the maturity date, the bonds has gone back down to 100,000, so we just pay that bonds payable 100,000, and we pay cash 100,000. Okay, so that's how we prepare the journal entries for bonds issued at premium when the premium is amortized using straight line. So these numbers are the same for each interest payment, not only these two dates, but every time there's interest payment, the numbers are the same. Now, let's take a look at the effective interest method. So the face value is 100,000. The interest payment is 6,000. The carrying value is the face value plus the premium. And the premium is 7,721.73. With effective interest method, we use the market effective interest rate for 6 months, which is 5%. Okay. So first we will calculate the interest expense, which is 5%, 0.05 times the carrying value, 5,386.09. But the cash payment is 6,000, so the difference is the amortization, 613.91. And then the premium will go down with that, 7107.82, and the carrying value will go down with the new premium. We do that again for the second 6 months. 5% times the carrying value. We calculate the difference as amortization. We calculate the premium. We calculate the new carrying value. So if we keep doing that until maturity, you see that the premium will go down to 0. The carrying value will go down to 100,000. We can calculate the total premium amortized. These two should be the same, and we can calculate the total interest expense. Okay. Now you have information for every 6 months, but because we're using effective interest, they're not the same, they're different. Okay, so for the first 6 months, the interest expense is going to be 5386.09, and the premium would be 613.91. So this will be 6,000, and that's 1,000. The second 6 months, we move to the second one. That's the interest expense, and the amortization move to the second one. And then you keep doing that. The third payment, the fourth payment, the fifth payment. That's why this table really helps if you have to do all those payments, okay, to help you prepare for the journal entry. At maturity, the bonds payable goes back down to 100,000. We pay cash 100,000. But you see that these two journal entries use a different set of number. Okay, they are different. That's how we prepare the journal entry and the amortization table for premium, and how to calculate the price for bonds with premium. Thank you for watching.